Hello and thank you for joining us on the last edition of Journalist Hangout this week. I'm Benga Oreshegun. Today on the program, AON lifts ban on Comfort Emmanson, releases lists of unacceptable passenger conduct. DSS arraigns 5 suspects over 2022 attack on Owo Catholic Church. A lawyer, Mohammed Ngoshe, will give us insight on the issue. And later on the show, Governor Mba of Enugu State says subsidy withdrawal is driving infrastructure development as he inaugurates 5 ultra-modern transport terminals and 100 CNG buses. The public affairs analyst Ambrose Iboke will join us for the discussion. Well, I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade, Otitoju BKO and Charles Idel. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. To err, they say, is human. To forgive, divine. But humans can also take the initiative in forgiveness, as admonished by the Holy Book, which asks us to forgive those who trespass against us. So it has been for the airline operators of Nigeria, AON, as it lifted the lifetime ban on an Ibom Air passenger, Comfort Emmanson, following intervention by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. This decision comes after Emmanson's reported remorse, the withdrawal of the airline's complaint, and the striking out of charges against her. AON also emphasized its zero-tolerance policy for unruly passenger behavior and warned of future sanctions for similar infractions. The spokesman of the AON, Professor Obiara Okonkwo, stated that the list of unacceptable passenger conduct includes using electronic devices against crew instructions, creating a nuisance for other passengers, and disobeying lawful instructions from crew members and the airport staff. So, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Biko, it's so good to have you back. So, what were the circumstances that led to the lifting of the ban against Miss Comfort Emmanson by the AON? And also, do you agree with it?
Yes, I think that at some point it looked inevitable to punish her severely in the way it was conceived, given that Kwamwan was also guilty of even an action that was more dangerous, that could easily have led to loss of life.
Sure.
So many people were of the view that if Kwamwan was not punished and then you send this girl straight to Kirikiri and you are planning to put her on trial, then people will readily say, oh, this is a case of
selective justice.
Selective justice. And in fact, the more you kept her in jail, the more people agitate for one to be sent there as well.
Okay.
Meanwhile, just as the minister said, the airline didn't push for Kwamwan's prosecution. And Kwamwan was wise enough, came down from his high horse of arrogance and apologized. Many people thought he would not do it. After all, when the Ganosi issue happened, he never apologized to those alphas. But in this case, he quickly apologized, perhaps sensing that trouble was looming. So for this girl, as far as people were concerned, if you will not punish Kwamwan, then there's no moral right
to punish the other
to sustain a case against this girl. Secondly, it was clear that the AON guys were just being high-handed. What she did not warrant such a hefty ban. Yes, because both the airline staff and the girl were guilty. Ideally, if the IBOM air staff were properly trained and they had emotional intelligence, they would not have opened the aircraft door. What they would have done was to tell everybody to remain seated.
Oh, okay.
Until security
comes to
boards the plane. Once security boards the plane, they go straight to her. Nobody will suspect that anything was about to happen. They will go straight to her, have her cuffed, and then they will take her away. That
Quietly.
yes, that would have ensured that some of the nonsense that we saw didn't happen. Because what was the point in one of the girls even clearly unhooked her dress, allowing for
Public display of,
assets to be exposed publicly. Now, two wrongs, just as VDM said, do not make it right. I do not always agree with him, but I could see clearly that in this case, they didn't handle the matter well.
Absolutely.
Clearly, some of our conduct had enraged some of the staff, and they were bent on. But you cannot do that. Then who was the person who released? Even if you, the minister said it's good to have such recording so that you can have something against. LASMA does that all the time in Lagos. But before releasing, you should have edited.
Absolutely, or blot it out.
Yes, you should have edited that so that she can retain her dignity. You cannot punish her in one way and then still expose her kegs, in inverted commas, for the world to see. So who remedies that situation for her?
Those pictures are there forever.
They are there forever. So I guess that based on hindsight, AON saw that, look, this punishment was too harsh. They were spoken to, and then they felt, okay, if the girl and her minders were to pursue a course of action, IBOM Air will be in trouble. Yes, because you can do whatever you like with it. You can forcibly get out of your aircraft. You can push for prosecution. But what do you do about the fact that you expose a nudity to the world? So that's why I'm saying, look, they didn't even handle the situation well, because people with proper training will never have gone that far. And just as I said, there was no point opening the aircraft door when you knew you were bent on arresting someone. And then the air hostess had no business on her own trying to block the exit. You know, there will have been no need to block the exit if you told everybody to sit down. They will not know what was coming. And then the security people will come on and then take action. So going forward, our security people and at the airports must be responsive. It must know what happened to the point that Wasu stood in front of a plane should never have been allowed to happen. What if it was a bigger plane? If it was a 777, for example, we will have been talking about somebody dead now. So they must be very, very proactive, ensure that things don't get, even if they need to be more aggressive. Nobody is bigger than the laws of our country. And I've had people say, oh, what is the big deal? If I can leave, put the phone on flight mode. No, I traveled to the UK on Virgin. And I was told to shut down my phone. I had to do it. You just have to. So what is the big deal if they say shut down your phone? You are now talking about airplane mode. There's a difference between that. So just obey. I agree with them that all instructions from the cabin crew must be obeyed.
Must be obeyed. Okay, now looking at that, the AON, they've released the list of unacceptable passenger conduct Is this enough to, you know, to prevent similar incidents in the future?
Well, it might, maybe to an extent.
To an extent.
It may not be a whole hog. First, you see that first their conduct in the beginning was also quite wrong. Maybe this is just they're just trying to pepper the cracks, you know, over it. I'll tell you what I mean.
Okay.
First, like what you said, I think there was too much in the haste without a light ban because investigation was still ongoing. Then you just hastily place a light ban, number one. Number two, then they brought out 8 points, A to H, which is 8. Yeah, they are quite far-reaching. But again, let me ask myself: how about? Is it not likely that a cabin crew will provoke a passenger, for instance? Not of sort was spoken about. It's all about against the passenger, against the passenger, as if it's not possible for a cabin crew to provoke, to be disrespectful. So that's why I say it's not far-reaching, because you are bringing all these things in order for you to prevent. Or just to ensure that the cabin crew of them, they are all guided. But there are times that even an air hostess could provoke you. Yes. So who indemnifies the passenger in this case? Absolutely. So I think they need to go back.
Can also provoke you.
That's what I'm saying. Then okay, how about sometimes when you have
a business appointment?
But that's what I'm going to do. You want to go and then they cancel the thing or they delay you.
Flight that you are trying to take.
Who indemnifies you for that? That's what I'm saying. It's not far-reaching. It's on one hand, they are protecting the business of the airline.
Protecting themselves.
So how about us, the flying public, who protects the flying public? So the AON, if you are listening, if you are watching, they need to go back again and expand maybe to 16.
Do you think there should be an appeal system for misconduct?
Appeal? No, I don't.
The CPC is there.
And NCAA, yes.
They are there. It's just that in Nigeria, they don't do that enough. That's why, you see, the sort of thing that Shomole was complaining about, some of the people who were opposed to Shomole at that time are the ones who now support Emmanson. Because they've seen that the airlines cannot be right all the time.
They can't be right. They cancel, they delay, and
you lose
you have
money,
an appointment somewhere, and then nobody pays. And they say in most cases, they don't even provide hotel, for instance, if it's going to be another day.
So sometimes even providing hotel is not the solution.
No, I'm just saying,
okay,
just an integral part of it.
Okay, you are going abroad. You are going, maybe you are supposed to board
from Emirates
in Lagos. Maybe at 8 p.m. I'm just using that as an illustration.
Later.
And then they delayed your flight by many hours. Most times they don't even explain.
They don't even explain. No,
they lack the courtesy to even explain to us that, okay, this is what is happening. And then because you couldn't fly to Lagos, you then miss the
flight.
Emirates
flight, exactly.
And then the business that you are going for, the business meeting that you are going for,
and it's scheduled for a particular time.
Yes, you then
miss that. So who pays? So that's what I'm saying.
You will just make noise. People, some sort of people getting violent. I've seen people attack
the officials.
Yes,
of course.
You even destroy things. It shouldn't be.
When you look at the losses, they are going to be.
They need to change their ways.
Okay, gentlemen.
It's not simply this one is Emmanson alone. Yes, I don't. Some of what she did, I did not support some of what she did. Fighting back. What is the big deal in shutting down? For all of this story that somebody will said I've never had to shut. Well, I traveled abroad, and they told us to shut down.
Okay, gentlemen.
For landing,
even
the in-flight entertainment is shut down.
Wow,
for landing.
Exactly.
Okay, for landing.
Yes.
And then
there are ways to go about it.
So people behave like they don't go.
How many hours?
All right, gentlemen. I wish we could still talk about this, for more. I wish there was still time, but just a few minutes till
you are behaving as if it's your oxygen or your life depends on it.
All right, gentlemen. Let's move straight to attack and how the DSS was able to